Whoo! What's going on? What's going on? Up in the East Coast, almost June, and once again it's cold. We're going from 80-some degrees down back to 50. It don't make no damn sense. But anyway, so congratulations to Taylor for coming out with the victory against Ramirez. It was a good fight. Going into it, I wasn't sure who was going to win. I wasn't sure who was going to impose their will on who, and I didn't make a prediction or anything like that. I kind of just sat back and watched it and enjoyed the fight. And Taylor was victorious. You know, he did his thing. So much respect to him. It was a close fight, though, and I know people probably sitting there like, what do you mean it was a close fight? You know, we've seen him get dropped twice. I think sometimes people don't just focus on those two moments, and then they'll focus on what the commentators are saying. You know what I mean? But what I saw was in the beginning of the fight, Ramirez winning a lot of the rounds in the beginning of the fight, and then at the end of the fight, I saw Taylor cruise off. He pretty much cruised off like the last 3-4 rounds. I'm not sure I forget which when he knocked Ramirez down the second time, but he pretty much from that point on just kind of cruised the rest of the rounds. And I was like, I think he lost the rest of these rounds. You know, so I was kind of sitting there like, I wonder what the judges are going to say in this particular fight. And it was like 112, what was it, 112, 114, something like that. All three judges. And I kind of sat there like, I'm not going to be surprised right now if they say Ramirez won this fight. I know, people just, go back to, forget about what the commentators are saying, just kind of look at the fight and see what exactly was going on in the fight. So it was actually, I think, a lot closer than people, thought. And I think the judges' scores, showed that they kind of were going with what I was thinking. And one less knockdown, Ramirez probably has his belts right now. It's probably a split, what do you call it? A tie, whatever the hell you call it. My brain's not here right now. Yes, it's a draw. It's probably a draw right now. And they're probably, trying to set up a second fight between each other. But either way, congratulations to him. Great fight. And it's on to the next. That's pretty much what boxing is all about. What he's going to do next, I don't know. I'm not sure exactly what he's going to do next. A lot of people are making the assumption that, he's going to fight Terence Crawford. He's fighting, Crawford in the next couple of months. And I just don't see that happening. I know he has to face his, Bob Aaron's been talking about him facing his mandatory in Jack Cottrell. He wants to face him in, at home, in front of his fans, his home fans, if that's available, if they can have a crowd. But either way, they still want him to fight, I think, back home for this next fight. So we'll see how that goes. He should be victorious in that fight as well. So I don't see Terence Crawford being next as far as that fight's concerned. Then after that fight, I guess after that he could fight Terence Crawford. I mean, I guess that's an option for him. I don't know. I don't know if that's necessarily the plans that Top Rank have. I've seen them talk about him fighting against Teofimo Lopez. Teofimo Lopez moving up, and them fighting each other. And Taylor has said that, hey, don't even call my name. Don't talk about me. You got unfinished business with Devin Haney. Go beat Devin Haney. Then after that, you can you can come fight me. But unfortunately for Taylor, I'm not sure if he understands or not. But he really can't keep that fight from happening due to the fact that Teofimo Lopez is the WBO champion at 135 pounds. Him being that, he can move up and automatically become the mandatory. So he'll put Taylor into a space where Taylor has to either fight him or vacate his belt. He can do that right away, the same way Terence Crawford did with, what's his name? Terence Crawford did with, what the hell's his name? With Jeff Horn. It's the same type of thing. The way, if Usyk wanted to, Usyk could have done it from the cruiserweight division coming up to the heavyweight division. He could have done that. He could have done that if he wanted to. But for whatever reason, he didn't. I think he signed to Eddie Hearn, so he thought he was good. He wanted to, get himself acclimated to the division, which is smart. And he gets to fight Anthony Joshua next now. So, regardless of what Taylor thinks, Teofimo can still force that fight. He 100% can still force that fight. But I think, I guess it won't matter, though, if he decides to move up and take on a Terence Crawford. I don't know. We have to see what Terence Crawford does. He's been quiet for the most part in the last couple of weeks. So, he still doesn't have a fight signed up. I think the only reason he doesn't have a fight signed up is because he's going back and forth as far as negotiations for an extension with Top Rank. and with ESPN. I don't really see him. I still don't see him leaving. I mean, you have his people that kind of like Bernie, whatever, talking trash about Top Rank, but then he's also talking trash about about Fox, about PBC and Al Heyman. So I don't know what that camp is gonna do. You know, I'm not sure. I don't know. I don't know what that camp is gonna do, but I don't know. I guess supposedly they still owe Top Rank one more fight, so we have to see what that happens. You know, what happens with that. But as far as Taylor, he's in a good space right now. He has a lot of options. There's a lot of things he can do. If he can still make the weight and he feels comfortable, I mean, if he wants to, he can just stay at 140 pounds. He has all the belts, and everybody has to come to him. You know, everybody has to come to him. Worst case scenario, people negotiate. They can't come up with a, you know, they can't come up with a, you know, whatever, a deal. It goes to purse bids, and he gets a substantial amount of money off purse bid, depending on who's, you know, bidding. Especially someone like Trilla does the same thing as he did last time. So he could do that as well, you know. Especially if someone like Teofimo's still working with Trilla, they'll put up if thing goes into that, they'll put up a lot of money. So there's, you know, there's things that he can do and things he can work out if he wants to stay at the division. Another thing that he could do that other people aren't talking about, if he wanted to, Earl Spence, depending on the next 1 or 2 fights, Earl Spence is going to be the WBO champion at 147 pounds. Oh no, he's not. No, not the WBO. It's going to be the WBA champion. I'll forget that. But either way, you know, he's going to be the WBA, the WBC, and the IBF champion, you know, at 147 pounds, probably soon. His next fight against Manny, I'm not sure if the WBA championship is going to be on the line. But if it's not, then his next fight after that, the WBA champion will be on the line. I mean, if he wanted to, another option would be, you know, to move up, but put yourself into a space where you're the mandatory, you know, for the IBF, the WBA, or the WBF. He could do that instead. He can even request for the WBC to make him the mandatory, you know, at 147 pounds. There's things that he can do where he can put himself into a space where he's Earl Spence's mandatory. So instead of then getting paid low money to fight Terrence Crawford, let's say if that's available on ESPN, who are horrible at promoting those type of fights. They're good as far as promoting you to a certain level. Once you get to a certain level, that's it. And right now, Taylor's pretty much peaked at where he can be at as it pertains to ESPN, and also as far as Top Rank. This is it. There's no level that's higher than this. That's it. You've peaked with them. So an option would be to actually fight Earl Spence. Put yourself into a position to fight Earl Spence. And you know that'll be a pay-per-view for sure. And you know you're going to get paid, you know, really good money when it comes to that. So, I mean, so that could also be an option. So I think that's definitely an option that he, you know, that he should look at. That he should 100% definitely look at. You know, so, but I'm not sure if he's going to necessarily go that route. He's working with the people he's working with Top Rank. Obviously, you know, still Frank Warren. I think Frank Warren. I could be wrong with that part. You know, probably just Top Rank. Yeah, I'm going to back off the Frank. I don't think it works with Frank Warren. I could be wrong. Which way, I don't know. But he could, you know, that's an option he could do, though. But he's going to have to go some bullocks, as they say, like Teofimo Lopez did, and kind of, you know, be your own man and stand on your own, too. You know, put your foot down and say, yo, this is what's going to happen. You know, this is how this next move is going to be. And I'm not sure if he would necessarily do that. But we'll see what the future holds for him. Congratulations to him. He did his thing. Hats off. He's undisputed. You know, he's undisputed. You know, hey, at least the UK got an undisputed bout this year. And you got your undisputed champion. You know, so show him that love and respect for getting it done. But anyway, I'm out. Like, subscribe, share. On to the next one.